Hi guys, welcome to another video. So today I wanted to talk about the idea of silence or emptiness as a spiritual concept being the base of all things or within which everything occurs, versus silence in terms of what we think of as the lack of sound. So these concepts are very profound in the East because you can see that this nothingness, this zero, this emptiness, this silence, it's almost like the creator itself, the vessel, the space that holds all of this that is occurring together. So we all think of silence or emptiness as, something like an empty bucket, or silence as the absence of sound. So it's really quiet, it's really silent right now, and then suddenly a sound occurs or someone speaks, then that silence is broken. So the silence no longer exists and now it's replaced with sound. That's normally how in the English language in the West we understand emptiness and silence. But in a spiritual context, these have a subtly different meaning. So silence and emptiness, especially the kind of silence and emptiness that we seek when we're meditating, is not exactly the lack of sound or the lack of stimulation. This silence and emptiness is more like the root or the vessel within which everything occurs. And in a way, everything that occurs is part of this silence or this emptiness. So when we seek this, we find that the silence or emptiness is always there, as opposed to our everyday understanding of silence or emptiness, where the silence can be broken by a sound and then there's no silence. So this silence is eternal in a way. So the silence is the background of everything. So even when there's noise, even when there's stuff moving around or filling the space, that emptiness and silence is still there. It's still there, and we can try and experience or seek that through meditation. So hopefully that's making sense to you. It takes a bit of a mind shift to go from our everyday understanding of emptiness and silence to the spiritual understanding where it's the thing that holds everything. All of this noise, all of my speaking is occurring within the space of silence. In meditation, when we experience this emptiness or this true silence, then we see that it's always there, that it's always pervading everything. It's never broken, it never goes away. And when we really get with it, we really get one with this silence, we find that our own emotions and our own movement becomes incredibly still, because we're not disturbed by anything anymore. Like whatever sounds or distractions come, it can't break our meditation in the same way that silence, that deep silence, cannot be broken by anything. It's always there. It contains any noise or anything else. So this is a really awesome part of meditation. When we start to get to this space, we start to become that emptiness, become that silence, which is absolutely imperturbable, cannot be disturbed. We no longer need to rely on having a very silent and quiet space for meditation. We can start to do it while there's actions and activities occurring in our experience. But it does take practice. But that's where we aim to get to, at least even just temporarily, and hopefully for longer and longer periods. So hopefully that's explained the difference between everyday silence and emptiness versus this kind of deep silence and emptiness, which is the base of all things, which contains all things and is always there and never disturbed. sometimes it's hard for, especially for Westerners, to grasp this idea of emptiness being so great. Like, what's so good about emptiness? There's just nothing. I'd rather have stuff than emptiness, you know. Why are they worshipping emptiness like a god almost? So now hopefully you can see from the way I've described this silence or emptiness that it is a very profound thing. It's almost like the creator itself, you know, this vessel of empty space and of silence in which everything occurs and everything is created within it. So it makes more sense that, okay, you could really see emptiness as God itself. And hopefully that helps your practice. If you have any questions or comments, if something was not very clear, just let me know and I can try and clarify those as best I can. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you on the next one.